Alright, what's happening, guys? Trey back again here to bring you another video. This one's going to be talking about UFC on Fox 4, and what I'm not sure if this is going to be the main event, but it probably should be. This is a pretty big fight. It's going to be Ryan Bader versus Lyoto Machida, or probably I'd put it Lyoto Machida versus Ryan Bader, since I think Lyoto is probably the more popular out of the two, being that he's got such a unique style of fighting, and he's a stand-up fighter. I think generally stand-up fighters are usually more popular than wrestlers like Bader, with the exception of Brock Lesnar, because he had that backing from the WWE. But most of the time they are. And there are others like Randy Couture that have been very popular, even though they're wrestlers too. But Lyoto Machida is definitely a unique fighter, training with Anderson Silva, having that unique karate background, as well as kickboxing, sumo, having really good trips for his takedowns, having good wrestling, and just being a really well-rounded mixed martial artist. Ryan Bader, on the other hand, is like your atypical wrestler type guy who's pretty tough. His boxing is leaves something to be desired. It's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's not very fluent. It's kind of choppy in the way he throws his punches and everything, and it could just be his frame, because he's got a lot of muscle on his frame. So his stand up he has knocked out a couple guys like Keith Jardine before, but his stand up just doesn't look that great to most people. Also, did get caught with a punch from Tito Ortiz, if you guys remember that, and finished in that fight. And a lot of people, that changed the way they look at Ryan Bader, and a lot of people were saying that they thought he was overrated. I'm not sure if that necessarily is the case. Sometimes guys just can have a bad night. They really can. Like, things just sometimes don't go your way. I'm not sure. He obviously looks like he always trains very well, but maybe against Tito he took him maybe a little bit lightly, or maybe he just wasn't expecting it. Wasn't expecting Tito to have that fast, that quick of hands. And like I said, his stand-up is not the greatest. One of my favorite videos in all of YouTube, you can look this up, is Ryan Bader training with Anderson Silva. And it's awesome. It's basically them just in a sparring session from The Ultimate Fighter, where they're basically just just sparring, just a sparring session, and Anderson just keeps egging him on and keeps telling Bader to, come on, over and over and over again. And he's just like, he does get hit a few, but he's dodging most of his punches. He's rolling with them, and he's just trying to push Bader to make him a better fighter. And then you get to see he throws his patented Anderson's kick that he threw against Vitor Belfort, and Bader's hands are up like this, and literally Anderson sneaks the kick up just under his hands, and just doesn't tap him on the chin, but he's like this close with his foot, just showing how accurate and fast he is with that front crescent kick, I guess you could call it, and with the toes bent backwards, and just like just so close, like it's a sparring session. So obviously Anderson is pretty much just showing that if he wanted to, he could have moved his foot this much further and hit him on the chin and knocked Bader out if he wanted to. And you can see it on slow motion on YouTube. Just type in Ryan Bader, Anderson Silva training, or sparring, and you'll find it. One of my favorite videos for sure. So yeah, Anderson is already trained with Bader. He knows his style. He's just he's kind of a good wrestler with heavy hands, so to speak, but he's kind of slow compared to Anderson. I think in this fight we should see Lyoto take this pretty handily, pretty easily. Now, if Lyoto does lose this fight, I think it might be the end of the road for Lyoto, and he might be looking towards retirement in the next couple of years, probably. I mean, he has been fighting for a long time. He's been the champion. He's defended his title, or, well, that's arguable, but he put on a good showing against Jon Jones, I think, in the first round, and then he got caught in the second round with a front guillotine choke. Very underutilized move in MMA. Guys don't use the guillotine enough. It's very simple. It's a very simple move. I mean, kids could learn how to throw. Anybody could learn how to throw a guillotine choke. It's such a simple maneuver, and because he was pressed up against the cage, Lyoto couldn't get out of it, so to speak. It's a pretty easy move to get out of. Basically, you just got to pull your head out. One thing you can do is just kind of push off, like if you're in a guillotine, push off and pull your head. But if you're up against the cage, you might not be able to get the leverage, and a taller guy like Jones, having that leverage leaning on you and stuff, could make it almost impossible to get out unless you get off the cage. But I was impressed with Lyoto that he never tapped, and that just shows the heart, his heart. Like he just, unless you completely finish Lyoto, he's not going to quit no matter what. You know, I don't really see how Bader can win this fight. Lyoto's got great takedown defense. I don't think Bader's going to be able to take him down at will. He might get him down a couple times during the fight, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it at will. And obviously the stand-up advantage has to go to Lyoto. I think he's going to pick Bader apart. He's going to take this one pretty easily. Who will be the favorite in this fight? I really don't know, because Bader did just beat Rampage, but that wasn't the same Rampage. Rampage has always been that kind of fighter that sometimes he comes out and he's on and he's ready to go and he puts on a good performance when he is. But other times he's just, he comes out and it seems like he doesn't want to be there, or it seems like he just really isn't interested in the fight, like against Matt Hamill and also against Bader. But, he says he was injured. I believe him. Obviously, Rampage did not look himself. I think that a trained Rampage, disciplined Rampage should beat Ryan Bader almost every time. Lyoto Machida, on the other hand, is similar to that. As long as Lyoto comes out and does his thing, he should beat Bader. How's it going to go down? It might be a decision, probably be a decision, but we could also see Lyoto knock out Bader. I wouldn't be surprised if Lyoto knocked him out with either a front head kick, just like, because he's so slow. I mean, for Lyoto to land that, just like he did against Randy, just like Anderson would do, I mean, he's going to be susceptible to that just because of how stocky and kind of slow he is. Bader better work a lot on his speed for this fight. Otherwise, I think he's going to get picked apart pretty easily. So this is Trev saying, got to go with the Dragon. That's it for this video, guys. See you for the next one. Later. Peace.